welcome to the 2015 Southeast Asian Games.
I declare open the 28th Southeast Asian Games.
With those words, Dr. Tony Tan brought to an end a 22-year wait for Singapore to host its 4th Southeast Asian Games. An entertaining ceremony showcasing music and culture from Singapore, based around the premise of celebrating the extraordinary, ended in a flurry of fireworks over the new National Stadium.
Magnificent views of the Singapore skyline!
More than 4,000 athletes with up to 600 million viewers in the region. It was the start of over 11 days of intense competition with a total of 1,327 medals on offer.
And look at the beautiful fireworks lighting up the Singapore skyline!
The very first gold medal of these SEA Games came in table tennis women's doubles after a thrilling all-Singapore final. There were 7 gold medals in all available in table tennis, with the fast and furious action taking place at the Singapore Indoor Stadium. The pairing of Lin Ye and Zhu Yihan raced into a 3-games-to-1 lead in their best-of-7 clash.
5-11.
However, the reigning singles champion Yu Mengyu and world number 4 Feng Chanwei fought back to level the match. But in the final game, Lin and Zhu came out on top 11-7 to shock their more experienced compatriots and claim the gold. Singapore had swept the board in table tennis at the past 2 SEA Games, and the host nation were hot favourites to take all the titles here. In the men's doubles, reigning Commonwealth Games gold medalists Gao Ning and Li Hu made short work of their Thai opponents to take the crown. And the hosts made it 3 out of 3 in the mixed doubles. Playing alongside Yong Zi, Yu Mengyu added gold to her silver from the women's event. Singapore's Gao Ning was already a 3-time SEA Games champion in the men's singles. And he took on Philippines' Richard Gonzalez in the final. The home paddler raced into an early lead, taking the first 2 games. Despite dropping game 3, Gao came through with relative ease to claim his 2nd gold of these games and his 4th singles title since 2007. The women's singles event at the SEA Games has been dominated by Singapore over the years, but after Thailand's Sudsani Sawetabut upset Feng Chanwei in the group stage, their golden run was brought to an abrupt end. In the final, Sawetabut took on Malaysia's Ng Sok Kim, looking for Thailand's first table tennis gold for 32 years. A back-and-forth encounter went down to the wire, Ng taking game 6 to force a decider. But Sawetabut eventually prevailed 4 games to 3 and claimed the gold medal. The women's team final also went down to the wire. A decisive fifth rubber between Singapore's Yu Meng-yu and Thailand's Tamolwan Ketquan. Ketquan took the first game, but Yu came roaring back, winning 3 in a row to pick up her second gold of the games. The last event on the table was the men's team event, and once again Singapore made the final, where they met Vietnam. In the opening contest, Tran Tran Kyu upset Li Hu to give Vietnam the early advantage. But Singapore fought back, Clarence Chu's win making it 2-1, and meaning Gao Ning would clinch the gold with a win against Tran. And Gao had little trouble wrapping it up, winning his third gold and confirming Singapore's status as the SEA Games' dominant nation in table tennis.
One of the most heavily anticipated sports of the Games was swimming at the OCBC Aquatic Centre. The local fans packed in to see Joseph Schooling. The poster boy of the Games, a short distance specialist, was going for 9 golds in Singapore.
It's the final of the men's 100 freestyle, and some of the superstars of Asian swimming are in action tonight, with Schooling in lane 4 from Singapore, training out of the States, world-class athlete, setting himself a big target. Big program here tonight. And if they thought this was going to be a tight race, look at that. 0.87 ahead of the rest after 50. What sort of form is this man in? Huang, the 200 metres freestyle gold medalist, was hanging on, but there's nothing but air behind Schooling at the moment. What a race. Well, it's not a race, what a performance. He's touched, we wait for the rest. Gold and silver, Singapore. I want more, says Schooling.
The other emerging star in the pool was Vietnam's Nguyen Thi An Vien. She picked up 2 golds on the opening day. On the second day, she picked up a third, setting a new Games record in the 200-metre backstroke. She was on the hunt for a 4th gold later on that day in the 200-metre individual medley.
Slightly slow away was Nim Dan in lane 8. She may well recover to get up with them, but look out in the centre. Noi Yen, Megan Lim as well. These two setting the early pace. Samantha Yeo in lane 5 too. They look up from high, and it's in lane 4. Nguyen will touch and take a 0.84 lead ahead of Hannah Dato. Up in lane 1 from the Philippines. And Megan Lim of Singapore in lane 3. That might change in the backstroke. Certainly the Vietnamese in lane 4, 3 times champion already here, is extending her lead. Her backstroke, as we know, is exceptional. She's just won the gold medal in the 200 backstroke. This is a 50. Closing down is Paua Patako, who's also a very good breaststroker. And that's where they go to right now. So Nguyen leads 1.17 seconds ahead of Paua Patako. Megan Lim is third. Paua Patako over in lane 2, trying to close the gap. In between them is Megan Lim of Singapore. Smooth operator, complete all-round swimmer, which is what's required for the individual medley. No apparent weaknesses for An Vien Nguyen, who touches now and has extended. Paua Patako and Yo are in the battle for second and third. Freestyle, and home they go. Continuing to edge clear of the rest. On target for a 4th gold medal. stretching all the time. What a stunning swim again from Thi Dien Nguyen of Vietnam. Games record yet again for this remarkable Vietnamese swimmer.
The 18-year-old was looking for a fifth gold in the 50 metres backstroke, but standing in her way was Singapore's legend of the pool, Tao Li. Could the 25-year-old Tao end Nguyen's SEA Games dominance?
Tao in lane 4, underwater. In the starts this morning, she was superior, and she is again. Immediately, she's taken the lead. Rati of Indonesia stays with her briefly. Tao Li, gold in the 50 fly, being made to work hard here. 25 gone. Rati of Indonesia. There's the games record mark. And it is a games record, and Tao touched them all out.
An unbelievable 13th SEA Games gold to Tao, one of 5 she won at her home games. Singapore totally dominated the swimming, capturing 41 medals heading into the final event of the meet, including 22 gold. Schooling and Co. would look to put the icing on the cake in the 4x100 metre medley.
Hands over to Schooling, 0.82 of a second. Sutanto. Well, Schooling has got this now, and he wants to go out with a bang. He's given this crowd so much enjoyment. He's won everything he's gone into. 3 games records in the 3 fly events, the 2 short freestyle golds. He's been fabulous in leading the team to games records in 2 of the relays, and perhaps a 3rd. Everyone around the area will be watching what he does at the World Championships next month in Russia, as they watch now and admire him take Singapore to a massive lead into the freestyle, 2.65 seconds. Clement Lim will bring home Singapore. Siddiq for Indonesia. Battle out there between Thailand and the Philippines for 3rd, but all eyes on the leading team swimming in lane 5. The team which has cleaned up in the pool, the home team, whose swimmers have thrilled the audience here, and you watching at home, I'm sure. Isn't it fitting? It's Singapore, and it's another games record to end the swimming. Singapore smashing the old record.
Also in the pool, synchronised swimming returned after a 4-year hiatus from the SEA Games, with Malaysia the traditional powerhouse. Singapore, however, were keen to get their games off to a flyer, and they took gold in the team technical and free routine, their first gold in synchronised swimming in Southeast Asian Games history. Malaysia hit back in the duet technical and free routine, Katrina Abdul Hadi and Lee Ying Hui doing enough in the technical section to prevent Singapore making it 2 golds from 2. But there was nothing to stop the hosts taking the final gold on offer in the team free combination, outscoring their nearest rivals in all 3 disciplines, artistic impression, difficulty and execution, to secure gold by over 3 points.
The wushu mans at these SEA Games were very much dominated by Singapore, the host competitors perhaps spurred on by a presidential visit. Yan Ningbirathan took the opening title, and not long after, Yi Zhang-yong also earned gold to make it the ideal start for Singapore. Indonesia's Linswell Kwok did disrupt that momentum though, winning both the Taji Kwan and Taji Jian disciplines. The Singaporean trio of Fung Jinji, Tan Jingtian and Tay Wei Sheng were gunning for gold in the men's dual barehand event on what was the final day of wushu competition.
Entertainers, boys. What a height there from both the attackers. And some more big height. Wow, and the twist as well. Ha! This is fantastic. All out energy. I tell you what, it's convincing. Oy, up you come. One more. Chapter 2. Chayo, Chayo, you can hear it. More fire. How much more fire do you want? Oh, that was a huge, huge chop. Again, it's very convincing, and that one head to head. Off the neck and down. And dumped down onto the back, and you have to say there's one more, is there? No, there isn't. That's it. What a good performance, though. Huge high octane there. Men's event for Wushu Expo. Oh, there it is. It's 9.70. It is another gold. It's the 6th gold for Singapore, and you have to say they thoroughly deserved that.
Southeast Asia's top judokas came face to face at the Expo Hall with 12 gold medals available. Having failed to win a single judo title 2 years ago, Indonesia were the most successful nation here, winning 4 golds. Next in the medal ranking came Thailand, led by Suratana Thongsri, who won her 3rd consecutive SEA Games crown in the women's 63 to 70 kilo class. Another defending champion to retain their title was Myanmar's Yan Nang Soi in the men's 90 to 100 kilo category. And Vietnam's women also reached the top of the podium on 2 occasions, when Nguyen Thi Tu Y picking up gold in the 70 to 78 kilo division. Also in the Expo Hall, Chelsea Sim helped Singapore find success in the Poomsae form of Taekwondo. In the Karagui, or head-to-head combat form of the Korean martial art, both Timor-Leste and Brunei won their lone silver medals at these SEA Games, but it was Vietnam who took the honours in 5 different Taekwondo categories, more than any other nation. The Philippines and Thailand were next best, taking 3 golds apiece on the mat.
Pencak Silat is one of Southeast Asia's most popular martial arts. It consists of 2 categories, artistic and match. 12 gold medals were on offer across the men's and women's divisions, culminating in the match or tanding category. Athletes score points by either taking down their opponent or with punches and kicks to the protective area around the chest. Vietnam, Malaysia, Thailand and Indonesia won an even spread of gold medals, and heading into the penultimate event, Singapore was still looking for their 1st. We joined local hope Mohamed Noor Alfian Jumain in his Class F 70 to 75 kilogram clash with Vietnam's Tran Dinh Nam.
Second round, an important one. Dinh Nam has found his range. Skirting around the 8-meter line. Mohamed Noor Alfian has got a hold, and he's got a... Oh, absolutely brilliant. That was so clever. Watch this. Dinh Nam was taken out there. It was a great drop. And a big smile here as he... Oh, and there is a warning. There is a warning. But he's also giving him the point. Ha ha! So, now we can go. I get the impression Mohamed Noor Alfian is still in the lead at the moment. Singapore, Pasila in red, and again he's waiting at the outside, but that was off target. Here we go. No, held up nicely, and that's a good recovery. Mohamed Noor Alfian getting a really strong base on those legs. But there's certainly excitement in the air, and there is the gong. That is it.
Moving into the final round, the Singaporean was protecting his advantage.
Here we go. This is now the countdown to the gong. He's just got to stay out of trouble. There he goes. It's a big 8-meter circle that he goes outside, and I have to say, I know that he'll be warned for that, but Koko Adiputra also knows that he can't just back off. It's against the principles of the sport. He's got to confront it, but he doesn't want to be in a position where he gives up big points here. The gong will go any second now. And there it is, and Singapore celebrate a big, big moment. The penultimate competition at Pencak Silat. And just look at this. Defending champion Mohammed Nur Alfian Jumain is absolutely lifted to the skies here. And celebration, oh, ecstasy.
"85 athletes from 10 nations would compete in the boxing competitions at this year's SEA Games. As always, pugilists were placed in weight divisions ranging from light flyweight to middleweight. Thailand had been the pre-event favourites to take most medals, but Philippines had the biggest presence in the finals, with 8 competitors chasing gold. In one of the most anticipated women's boxing bouts of the finals, Filipino fighter Irish Manuel, the 2013 SEA Games bronze medalist, had moved down a weight category to try a look in the 51kg division. She took on Vietnam's current silver medalist in that class, Nguyen Thi Yen. It was all square in the closing stages.
Another good left over the top. Magno comes out fighting though, steps forwards into the last 15 seconds of the fight. Blows being traded just before the final bell, and there it is.
From the red corner,
It's gone in favour of Nguyen Thi Yen.
Elsewhere across the board in the Vietnamese camp, Le Thi Bang and Trung Dinh Hong went on to secure golds in the 54 bantamweight and 75 kilo middleweight divisions respectively. 2 years ago at the last Games, Thailand had 9 boxers chasing gold, but at this year's Games there would only be 5. Disappointingly for them, only Tassamale Thongjan and Wutichai Masuk secured the top prize. It was the host nation though that caught the public's imagination ahead of the final day. They hadn't won a boxing gold at the SEA Games for 30 years. First up to try and break that hoodoo was 21-year-old men's flyweight Mohammed Hanuddin Hamid. He would be up against Philippines' Ian Clark Bautista, although came up short in the final round. The other Singaporean attempting to achieve gold was Jai Wei Tai. He took on another Filipino in the men's welterweight competition, Omir Felix Marcial. His opponent, however, had previously defeated the reigning event champion Apiche Sentis.
Marcial with a right and a left. A little uppercut there and the hook as Tai covers up. Again, Tai needing to be defensive when Marcial elects to come forwards and let loose a flurry of punches. Another good combination from Marcial. That big right hook, and it was the left in the end after the right that did the damage. There's the right again. He's been told to stand up straight. Has a little go back as well. Lets Marcial know that he's in a fight. And Marcial just looking to pick off Tai. And the right hook just catching him. The left to the body, followed by a couple more lefts. Dear, oh dear, oh dear. He'll do well to get up from that.
Singapore's hope of gold halted by the standout boxer of these SEA Games. This 19-year-old is destined for great things. That top prize meant at the end of the proceedings, Philippines were crowned the 2015 SEA Game boxing champions with 10 medals. A staggering half of those were gold, with 3 silvers and 2 bronze. It was the first time since 2005 that they'd finished the event as the dominant force.
The Bishan Sports Hall was the venue for artistic gymnastics, which returned to the Games after missing out last time round. The star of the show in the men's competition was without doubt Vietnam's Dinh Bong Tang. Having helped his country to the team title on the first day of competition, the 19-year-old Dinh then picked up his second gold in the individual all-around final. Top scoring on 4 of the 6 apparatus, the Vietnamese gymnast was particularly impressive on the floor and parallel bars, where he also picked up an individual gold. And Dinh claimed his 4th win in the horizontal bar final to round off an outstanding SEA Games. There was also further individual success for 2 more members of the victorious Vietnamese team. Lee Tang Thong, the gold medalist in the vault, and Dang Nam put on an awesome display of strength on the rings to make it 6 golds out of 8 amongst the men for Vietnam. On the floor, Raylan Capellan of the Philippines prevailed. His score of 14.733, enough to add gold to the bronze medal he took in the vault. The 5'2" Capellan was the first Filipino to win gymnastics gold since 2005. Thailand's Ratchawat Keapana was the all-around and pommel horse champion back in 2011, and the Thai gymnast won another pommel title here with a score of 14.825. In the women's competition, there was further success for Vietnam, and in particular, Phan Thi Ha Tan, who added 3 more gold medals to the 3 she claimed back in 2011. The 21-year-old was a comprehensive winner in the all-around final. On the beam, Phan was again in top form. The Vietnamese's best apparatus is the vault. In 2011, she won a World Championship bronze in the discipline, and here she took the Southeast Asian title for the 3rd time to round off a Golden Games. The other nation to impress was Malaysia, who took team gold before Tang Ing Yu claimed her first ever individual gold medal on the uneven bars to go with her silver in the vault. But perhaps the star of the Malaysian team was Farah Ann Abdul Hadi. Having inspired her country to their team gold, she also finished on the podium in every individual event. After a silver and 3 bronzes, her final chance for individual glory came on the floor. It was a fitting end to 5 days of outstanding artistic gymnastics competition. In rhythmic gymnastics, competitors are judged on their ability to combine gymnastics, dance and ballet. Dexterity with 4 sets of apparatus is essential too. In the individual final, Malaysia's Shahsan Nagarajan posted a score of 15.4 for the ribbon and also impressed the judges during the club's rotation. Nagarajan then watched anxiously as her compatriot Koi Si Yan seized her chance to impress. Having topped the rankings after the hoop and ball rotations, she scored a 15.65 with the clubs, but then posted a disappointing 13.6 with the ribbon. This meant both Malaysian gymnasts finished on the same total score, so Koi Si Yan and Shahsan Nagarajan shared the gold. In the group all-round final, contested over 2 rotations, Singapore's qualities as a group shone through as they scored highest in the ribbons and overall. It was the first time Singapore had taken gold in the discipline.
The National Shooting Centre saw a massive 26 gold medals decided in a variety of different shooting disciplines, up from 12 in Myanmar 2 years ago. Thai marksmen and women hit the target in their quest to dominate the competition, winning more than half of the available titles.
Malaysian archers took all 5 gold medals on offer in the team and individual compound events at the Kallang cricket field. The recurve discipline saw a more even spread of medals, Indonesia taking the women's and mixed team golds. Thailand also topped the rostrum in archery, with Thaya Thamwong the gold medalist in the individual recurve.
And it was Thailand's golfers who reigned supreme at the Sentosa Golf Club. Natipon Sritong beat Singapore's Johnson Poh after a playoff to take the men's title. His compatriot Sutavi Chanachai's score of 7 under par saw her take the women's gold by 11 strokes. And Thailand also won both the team events to complete the clean sweep.
For the national anthem of Thailand.
The stage was set for the grand finale in the netball, with Malaysia taking on the home nation Singapore in a repeat of the 2001 final. Malaysia won the gold back then, and this was the first time netball has featured in the biennial multi-sport event since. The two countries tied 35 all in the round-robin game 3 days previously, and it was a tight affair again when they met for the gold. We joined the game with just over 3 minutes to go, with Singapore leading 43 goals to Malaysia's 41.
Now Chen will go for goal. And importantly, they lead by 3 goals. Is Singapore putting their opponents to the sword here? Could be 4 goals in a moment. No, it isn't. Malaysia ball. They need to lift here, Malaysia. They need to believe. Bit of sloppy work there. And Melzeman at the back. She's fantastic in that situation when it's 50-50, but she has to get them in, and it's a Singapore ball. Players can barely hear themselves thinking here at the moment. Let's go Singapore, let's go is the shout out.
So that's just about the winner. An apt that so puts that away. 4 goals in front. Anything can happen in netball, but it's looking very promising now. Still a minute and a half to go. One more final thrust for the Malaysians. Hazanan, over 100 tournament goals, and she's still trying to lift her team. They need a crucial interception here. They need to work very closely with their opponent, but Singapore have done that relatively easily. Chen. Here's a chance. So, in it goes. They'll be the gold medalists, the locals. 44 seconds left on the clock, but the crowd know it now. The team of Ang, Chen, Lili Chen, Rubalan, Ho, Ko, Liu, Lim, Lin, So, and Abdul Razak are going to be gold medalists here at the SEA Games. Zalan missing. She would have missed those 10 minutes ago, but it's the end of the match. Azalan, with 5 seconds to go, scores the goal as the clock runs down. Gold medal, Singapore.
What a tight affair that was. Singapore avenging their final defeat to Malaysia 14 years ago to secure their first netball gold medal in the SEA Games. Even the Singaporean Prime Minister and President joined in the celebrations. Runners-up in the event were Thailand and Brunei, who both secured bronze. Malaysia won the silver, with Singapore adding to their ever-growing tally of golds at their home SEA Games.
After an absence at the SEA Games in Myanmar 2 years ago, there was a welcome return for fencing. 162 athletes from 10 nations fighting it out for 12 gold medals. The first was won by Vietnam's Nguyen Thien Nhat in the men's individual épée. It would become a familiar pattern as the Vietnamese went on to dominate the 4 days of competition, claiming 2/3 of the titles on offer. The experienced Nontapat Panchan of Thailand was one of only a few to interrupt that dominance. At the age of 33, he secured gold at his 3rd separate SEA Games by defeating Vietnam's Nguyen Minh Quang in the men's individual foil. While elsewhere, Wang Wenying of host nation Singapore experienced the perfect swan song to her career. She won gold in the individual foil, defeating Justine Gail Tinio of the Philippines, and was also influential in helping her nation to team gold in the same discipline. Wenying retired from fencing at the conclusion of the Games.
Rugby union has appeared at the SEA Games before, but this year was the first time the Sevens version appeared on the programme. And the women's final offered the host nation a chance of the gold medal, with Singapore facing the favourites Thailand in the final at the Choa Chu Kang Stadium. But in a sign of things to come, Uttampon Liamrat went over for Thailand in the opening 19 seconds for the first try of the match. Within a minute, Thailand had scored again. Chitchanok Yusri claiming the first of what would be 2 tries for her. 6 unanswered tries in the first half for Thailand were followed by 3 in the second. The last of them seeing Yusri complete her brace to secure the gold medal for Thailand. A resounding win, 39-0. So silver in the women's, it was bronze in the men's event for Singapore as the Philippines and Malaysia battled for the gold. Again, this was a rather one-sided affair, as the Philippines bagged 2 first-half tries through Patrice Olivier here and Justin Coveney for a half-time lead of 12-0. Matthew Saunders scored again for the Philippines soon after the interval, a try converted by Alex Aronson before Malaysia finally rallied with a try from Zulkifli Azmi. This would be converted by Mohd Ab Rahman, but the last word would be from the Philippines' Harry Morris. He went over to make it 24-7, and that was the end of the scoring. The Philippines winning goal.
The OCBC Aquatic Centre played host to 4 days of diving. An often lively Singapore home crowd filled the arena to cheer on the 46 athletes taking part, and they were often reminded of the bravery required when taking to the boards and platform. 2 years ago at the 2013 SEA Games in Myanmar, Malaysia won all 8 gold medals on offer. The other 6 nations competing this time round had the unenviable task of trying to end that dominance. However, that proved to be an impossible job. From day one, the Malaysian team were in a league of their own. Chong Yun Hong took home the gold in the 3-metre springboard on day one, and then added another one to their tally the next day when Tracy Tukiet and Mun Lee Yong were victorious in the 10-metre synchronised platform. Ng Yang Ye and 15-year-old Nur Diapita Sabri won the 3rd women's gold on day 3 in the 3-metre synchronised springboard. And the superstar of Malaysian diving, Pandalela Rinong, made it 4 out of 4 for the women with a superb performance in the 10-metre platform. Over to the men, and 21-year-old Oid Zaid Yang was set to compete in all 4 events, hoping to top the 3 gold medals he'd won 2 years previously in Myanmar. First up, the 10-metre synchronised platform with partner Chu Yi Wei.
Somersault and tuck. Oh, lovely. They're giving the others no chance. Not for the first time this combination posing for victory photos. But without doubt, the combination which was expected to win and did so comfortably. From Malaysia, Oid Zaid Yang and Chu Yi Wei.
On to day 2, and Zaid Yang would then compete in the 3-metre springboard.
A lot of points at stake here. High fives among the coaching staff. Gold medal in this event at the Commonwealth Games. Retaining his title as champion of 3-metre springboard.
Day 3 was the big one, and the medal that had eluded him 2 years previously, the 10-metre platform.
Does he bounce back from a poor dive previously?
And to round off a wonderful 4 days, the 3-metre synchronised springboard.
You think they're happy with that? I think so.
So an incredible 4 golds from 4 events for Oid Zaid Yang, and all 8 taken by the impressive Malaysian team for the 2nd SEA Games running.
The spotlight was on Sepak takraw here in Singapore as the world's best Thailand arrived looking to dominate proceedings once again. That was exactly what happened, firing themselves to gold in each of the disciplines they entered, taking 4 of the 6 titles on offer across both the women's and men's events. On the courts at the Expo Hall 1 in Singapore, the men's team doubles final was contested between Thailand and Myanmar. It would turn out to be a tense opening set.
It's out. The Tarapong thought it had touched the line. It's being called long. Ooh, that's desperately close. Chance Myanmar. Chance Myanmar. Yay, Myanmar.
But with Kao Pornchai in their ranks, the Thais had a constant threat. He helped tie things up at 1 apiece as Thailand took the second set 21-14. We return to the deciding set in the opening match.
And it is match point for Thailand. Service error. But they've got another 6 match points. Pornchai working his best to try and get a block to win this match. So 2016 and Myanmar on serve. They must win all 3. And winning 1 is difficult. Astonishing match point! Astonishing rescue from Patarapong Yupadi and Pornchai, and Thailand take this first match.
And the Thais would start match 2 in strong fashion, collecting the opening set that left Myanmar's hopes of gold dangling by a thread. We return to the second with just a point separating the two teams.
Sardin delivers 24 apiece. Myanmar will be looking for a good save. They've got the save, and Sozo wins the set for Myanmar.
Some resolve from Myanmar. We pick back up in the decider where Thailand have a slender 2-point advantage.
Zozo, it's alive by a Sardin. Match point Thailand. That's one saved. Asada, though, is serving for the match. Zozo keeps the game alive. Now the pressure. This to stay in the match. It's a good serve for Asadin. Suicha! Goal for Thailand! In front of the Prime Minister, and Thailand can celebrate. Myanmar, they could not have done more.
The third set, Thailand win 21-19.
Stunning Sepak takraw from the best in the business. Thailand dominant once more. 8 chinlon events in Myanmar in 2013 were reduced to 4 in Singapore, but it was still the Burmese who were the powerhouses in the sport. In chinlon, the team of 6 must juggle the rattan ball with 5 touches, leaving the ball mid-air for a teammate to take over. In both the non-repetition secondary final and the same stroke final, Myanmar showed a class above their opponents. Taking on Laos in the former, they emerged victorious 140-87. In the latter, they came out on top 250-195 against Thailand. Myanmar did not compete in the other 2 disciplines, giving chances to the other nations, and this was especially seized upon by Cambodia, who topped the podium in the linking competition, defeating Laos in the final. It was Cambodia's only gold for the 28th SEA Games.
In athletics, 46 gold medals were awarded, with the track and field action taking place in the National Stadium. The Southeast Asia's finest ran, jumped through their way forward. The Philippines' Eric Cray retained his 400 hurdles title and was also looking to be crowned the region's fastest man in the 100 metres.
Ready. And away at the first attempt, Cray began very quickly, now gets into his stride, fast out wide, Iswandi's coming at him, then came towards the inside, but Cray is dominant. Cray too good in 10.24, Iswandi might have got the silver, and it's a very good decision for third. But he improves on his heat win, 10.24. He is the quickest man in Southeast Asia.
In the women's 100, 17-year-old Kayla Richardson was hoping to make it a sprint double for the Philippines.
They're ready. Set and away. Zulkifli got off to a good start. Out wider on the track. Wanakit's up there as well. And Griffey's coming through. It's anybody's race. Now starting to lift as Richardson. She's flying, Richardson! Oh, she's come at Wanakit. It's very close. Wanakit or Richardson. 11.75 is the time. A great finish. And we still wait the result. The winner is Kayla Richardson. It's a win for the Philippines.
Christopher Ulbach Jr. showed that it wasn't only over short distances that Filipino athletes could thrive, as he took his second SEA Games title in the men's 3,000 metres steeplechase.
To the water, Phams over it. Jumps it well, so too does Ulbach, and now the race is on. One barrier to go, Vietnam in front, but now the Philippines and Ulbach lets down with a magnificent burst and has raced away. He loves the celebration, and we get another one. A brilliant win in the steeplechase. He had so much left in the end, 8:59.06. Christopher Ulbach from the Philippines is the champion in the 3,000 metre steeplechase.
In the women's steeplechase, Rini Budiarti of Indonesia was looking to complete a hat-trick of gold medals.
Oh, she's had a fall. Well, that's even surprised her.
And despite taking that untimely tumble into the water, she composed herself to ultimately cruise to victory.
And clearing the barrier in fine style, it is Rini Budiarti getting tired late. Not her best time, but she is superwoman.
Rini Budiarti!
Indonesia swept the board in the women's distance races, with the diminutive 28-year-old Trianixi doing the 5 and 10,000 double to pick up the 9th and 10th SEA Games gold medals of her career. Another multiple gold medalist for Indonesia was Maria Londa, crowned champion of all Asia in the long jump a year ago. Here in Singapore, she retained her titles in both the long and triple jumps. The host nation got to the top of the medal rostrum twice in the National Stadium. The first of those golds the most predictable, as Zhang Guirong won her 6th consecutive title in the women's shot put. Later that same night, 18-year-old Veronica Pereira lined up in the women's 200 metres.
Pereira's in this with a real chance. Into the straight, 100 metres to go. Pereira's drifted through to take the lead. Richardson has to fight. Pereira just in front. Richardson's going to finish strongly, but it's glory for Singapore. Pereira wins from Richardson. Nguyen gets up for third. The National Stadium's rocking all of a sudden.
It was Singapore's first sprint gold for 42 years. The middle distance events were absolutely dominated by Vietnam, who finished the meet second in the medal standings. Duong Van Thai won gold in both the men's 800 and 1500 metres. And Duong's compatriot Do Thi Thao completed the same golden double in the women's races, retaining the title she won 2 years ago. Vietnam also boasted the only athlete to pick up 3 gold medals at these SEA Games. After breaking the game's record in the 400 hurdles, Nguyen Thi Hien also emerged victorious in the 400 flat and the women's 4x400 metres relay. Another games record fell in the men's 400 metres.
Vietnam first and second around the turn. Such Long Ban Tao, the 19-year-old, being claimed by Kwak Kong Lek, and towards the inside, Sukiao is finishing fast for Thailand. Kwak in front, Sukiao coming at him. Kwak and Sukiao. Sukiao's got him. Thailand first, Vietnam second, I'd say. 45.98 the time. That's a games record.
Thailand also found success in the 110-metre hurdles, where Jamras Ritidet broke his own games record to collect his 4th straight gold medal over the barriers.
Ritidet comes away flashing home as one, Sofian, but dominant, absolutely dominant.
Thailand were the dominant nation in the throwing events, winning 6 of the 8 gold medals on offer. In the women's hammer, Minkamon Kumphon threw a games record 56.57 to take the title. And the games record also fell to a tie thrower in the women's discus, as 21-year-old Subanrat Inseng won her 3rd straight SEA Games gold medal. Perhaps the standout race of the entire meet came in the men's 4x400 metres relay.
250 metres to run. This is going to be very close indeed. He's looking around here, bag set. He knows he's got the danger man in Sukayu. Kunanon Sukayu pulls to the outside, and now the race is on. Look at this, it doesn't get any closer. 100 metres to go. Philippines on the inside, Thailand the outside, stride for stride. 40 metres to go. Philippines and Thailand. A great finish. Thailand, I think, has just beaten Philippines.
After their women had picked up yet another gold medal in the 4x100 relay, Thailand's men were looking to do the same in the finale of the athletics meets.
So it's into the second leg they go. Clean changes there by everybody, including Brunei in the centre. Malaysia's picking up some ground. Singapore's going okay as well as they come towards the next change into the third leg. Indonesia a little bit sloppy, and now it's Malaysia in second. Singapore still third, and look at Thailand. Sathongram's going to get the baton for the final time for Thailand. Thailand lead. Singapore's giving them a race. Thailand just in front of Singapore and Indonesia. Thailand first. Singapore a big effort second, Indonesia third, Malaysia fourth.
The Thai quartet's winning run was their country's 17th gold in athletics, confirming their status as Southeast Asia's top team in track and field. A total of 20 sailing golds were handed out at the National Sailing Centre, with sailors from the home nation winning exactly half of them. Audrey Yong became the first Singaporean ever to take a SEA Games gold medal in women's windsurfing. Malaysia also excelled on the water, 12-year-old Mohammed Fauzi Kaman Shah winning 2 of their 7 golds. And the Philippines picked up a first sailing win for a decade in the men's keelboat.
The Badok Reservoir was the venue for the water ski and wakeboard events. Singapore's Sasha Christian was one of the faces of these SEA Games, and the local favourite didn't disappoint, winning gold in the women's wakeboard and slalom. Indonesia's Febrianto Kadir also won gold on 2 occasions on the water in the men's overall competition in the tricks final. Alia Yoon of Malaysia became the SEA Games' youngest ever gold medalist back in 2011, and the now 11-year-old did the women's overall and tricks double here. Whilst Padiwat Jamjan picked up 2 gold medals for Thailand in wakeboarding.
Singapore were the dominant nation in canoeing, picking up a further 7 gold medals in the Marina Channel. Stephanie Chen won the women's K1 500 metres as well as the K2 over the same distance. Sarah Chen was also a double gold medalist, picking up victories in the women's K1 200 metres and as part of the Singaporean K4 500 metres crew. Myanmar won gold in both races in the men's C2 category, and Indonesia found individual success in canoeing through both Spen Stuba Mehwe and Marjuki Marjuki.
Seven golds would be decided at the Kallang Tennis Centre, with the team events the first 2 up for grabs. The men's final saw Indonesia defending their title against Thailand, with the contest going to a third and decisive rubber. 2013 triple gold medalist Christopher Runcat was looking to add to his trophy cabinet as he and partner Sunu Wayatrijati took on the twin Thai pairing of Sachin and Sonchat Rattiwatana. But it was the Thais who prevailed, taking the match in straight sets to secure gold for the first time since 2007. And in fact, it proved a Thai double, with the women winning gold for the 5th time in a row at the expense of the Philippines. Two of that victorious party would guarantee another gold for Thailand in the women's singles, with compatriots Varachaya Wongtengchai and Nopawan Leechitwakan going head-to-head. It was Wongtengchai who started the better. Unfazed, Leechitwakan came from behind to improve on her silver from 2 years ago with a 3-6, 6-love, 6-4 win. Rivalry aside, the two would reunite for the women's doubles. Leechitwakan defending her title with her new partner in straight sets over the Filipino pairing of Denise D and Katerina Lenhart. And also reuniting the Rattiwatana brothers back on 4th and 5th approach aside, the Philippines' Ruben Gonzalez Jr. and Jason Patrabon for another 2-sets-to-love win in the men's doubles. The pressure then fell to Warit Sornbutnak to protect Thailand's perfect record in the men's singles. That seemed unlikely when the 22-year-old fell a set behind against Indonesia's David Susanto. Undeterred, Sornbutnak responded with interest, levelling the match before breaking early in the third on his way to a 4-6, 6-3, 6-3 win. But a total Thai tennis triumph faltered at the last. 2009 winners Pingangtan Plupiech and Sonchat Rattiwatana unable to get past defending champions Denise D and Treat Huey in the mixed doubles, with the Filipino pair retaining their title in straight sets.
Six gold medals were up for grabs in cycling at Marina Bay. First up for the individual time trial, and in the men's event, Indonesia's Robin Manulalang went one better than his silver medal from 2 years ago, completing the 39.7-kilometre course in just under 54 minutes. In the women's TT, the gold medal went to Philippines' Maria Bania Salamat. The 21-year-old student covered the course almost 46 seconds quicker than her nearest rival. The criterium was a new addition to these SEA Games. Mohamed Harif Salah was the pre-race favourite, and the Malaysian sprinter didn't disappoint, taking gold in the short course circuit race, his country's first in road cycling for a decade. Meanwhile, in the women's race, Juntatip Manipan of Thailand won SEA Games gold for the first time since 2009. After 4 silver medals in the intervening games, it was a welcome return to the top of the podium. Manipan was going for gold again in the road race, and heading into the final lap of the 99.4-kilometre course, she was set for a sprint duel with Vietnam's Nguyen Thi Tat. Manipan led out the sprint but meandered across Nguyen's racing line on more than one occasion. As a consequence, although Manipan crossed the line first, it was clear that the Vietnamese were going to contest the decision. After much deliberation, the commissars decided to relegate the Thai athlete to the silver medal position. That gave Nguyen the gold, her nation's first on the road in Singapore. The 143.9-kilometre men's road race was the final cycling event of these games. The flat course offered little hope to opportunists, and therefore the race was expected to end in a sprint, with the winner of the criterium, Mohamed Harif Salah, looking for his second victory of the games. Chaos at the finish didn't stop one of the UCI Asia Tour's top sprinters from completing a team effort. Salah beating Vietnamese fastman Le Van Duan to take gold after being led out by compatriot Anwar Manan, who finished third. Malaysia finished top of the cycling medal table, proving themselves once again to be the region's dominant nation on 2 wheels.
Triathlon made its long-awaited return to the SEA Games, a picturesque course at the East Coast Park awaiting the female athletes on day one. Most of the focus was on the 2 athletes competing from the Philippines, Marie-Claire Adorna and Marian Magrabang. First into the water, though, was Sanruthai Aransiri of Thailand. By the end of the swim, it was Adorna who'd taken the lead, though 9 seconds ahead of Aransiri, Irene Chong, the former synchronised swimmer from Malaysia, and Magrabang in third and fourth. Adorna led the 40k on the bike from start to finish, and she held a 2.5-minute lead over compatriot Magrabang at the second transition, with Chong in third. Adorna held on in the run to take the tape, leading home a Philippine 1-2. Bronze went to Aransiri. She overtook Chong and then Lin of Singapore on the run-in to complete the podium. 24 hours later, different conditions greeted the men, with all eyes on the Filipino duo of Jonard Saim and Nico Huelgas. They were striving to give their nation both golds in triathlon for the very first time. Initial signs were not good, as Wutiwat Hemwet of Thailand took the lead in the water, closely followed by Lu Chuan Rong and Chao Sheng Ren from Singapore. They led at the end of the 1.5k swim, but Huelgas was still in touch, fourth at this stage, a minute and a half down on Hemwet. He managed to close the gap on the 40k bike ride, and at the second transition the top 8 was separated by just 19 seconds. Onto the run, Huelgas' strongest suit, and it wasn't long before he had control. Malaysia's Rikigoro Shinazuka accelerated into second, but Huelgas held off the chasing pack to come home a minute and 3 seconds ahead of the field. A triumph for the Portuguese high-performance training camp that both Huelgas and women's silver medal Kim Mangrabang attended. Shinazuka took silver, Lu the bronze, but history for the Philippines, with gold in both the men's and women's events. The rowing regatta took place in the Marina Channel, with 18 gold medals available on the water. Memo Memo of Indonesia was a double winner, taking the title in both the single sculls races over 500 and 1,000 metres. Vietnam's Nguyen Van Linh also took home 2 golds in the lightweight singles. Vietnam were also particularly successful in the women's races, their lightweight double of Pham Thi Thao and Ta Tuan Huynh picking up 2 further golds. And Le Thi An and Pham Thi Huy won both of their events in the pair, as Vietnam showed remarkable improvement from 2 years ago in Myanmar, when they won just a single gold. The third nation to reach the top of the podium in rowing was Thailand. Their first gold came in the men's lightweight double, before 41-year-old Futaraska Nigri triumphed over 1,000 metres in the lightweight singles. Indonesia's lightweight 4 were another crew to dominate proceedings here in Singapore. The quartet of Al Ghifari, Yakin, Anggura and Lakiki powering their way to 2 gold medals. And in the traditional regatta finale, the men's 8, Indonesia were back on top once again, their 8th gold of the competition, the same total as Vietnam.
Eight gold medals will be contested in the traditional or dragon boat racing, as it's commonly known, staged at Marina Bay. Always a spectacle for the crowd at these games, the first day of finals was dominated by 2 nations. Thailand picked up gold in the men's and women's 6-crew 200 metres, while Indonesia collected the other 2 on offer on day 1, emerging victorious in the men's and women's larger 12-crew 200 metres races.
Indonesia! Okay! Indonesia! Ya, selamat ya!
Thailand were at it again on the final day of the regatta. Victory in the women's TBR 6-crew 500 metres was repeated by the women's and men's 12-crew teams.
Thailand, #1!
But they couldn't quite manage a clean sweep. Myanmar, the nation that had topped the TBR medals table at home 2 years ago, but who come second in the first races here, did make it to the top spot of the podium in the men's 500 metres 6-crew.
The OCBC opened its doors to the snooker and billiards competitions on day 2 of the games, where the 82 athletes from the surrounding 9 nations look to stake their claim for one of the 40 medals up for grabs in the 10 events featured at this year's competition. Games veteran Peter Gilchrist was one of the star performers for the host nation. The English-born Singaporean defeated Tan Bin Nguyen in his first ever 500 points billiards final, and he followed it up with a comprehensive 3-0 victory over Aung Hatay in the traditional English billiards singles game to collect 2 gold medals. However, he was unable to make it 3 against Myanmar as the gold eluded him yet again in the doubles final. It was Malaysia who monopolised the men's snooker discipline. Chuan Leong Tor dispatched Ko Hetet in the men's singles event on day 3 to secure his first gold. Tor then partnered Keen Hu Mo in the men's doubles. The pair had lost their crown in 2013 following defeat to Thailand in the semi-final, but they regained their title, fending off the Thais in this year's gold medal match. The only women's event of the tournament was the 9-ball singles, which saw Rubilan Amit, the first Filipino woman to become a world champion, take on teenage prodigy Cheska Centino. The 15-year-old grabbed gold in a 7-5 victory over her compatriot, who labelled the youngster as the heir to her throne before their match in the final. Dennis Orcoyo continued the success for the Philippines. The 36-year-old fought back in the men's 9-ball pool singles final to claim victory against Mao Mao of Myanmar. Carlo Viado and Warren Kiamko also won gold in the 9-ball men's doubles as the Philippines topped the medals table at the end of the competition, collecting a total of 9 medals, 2 more than they acquired in the previous games.
Hockey once more saw Malaysia display their superiority in the Southeast Asian Games as both the women's and men's teams breezed through to the final. The current holders faced Thailand in this year's women's event.
And here's a goal. There is a goal for Malaysia. The Malaysians strike early in this second half. A shot on goal, goalkeeper down, defender trying to keep it out, and that is Kuklang, saves the day. Still a chance, and there it is, the goal this time for Malaysia. Thai goalkeeper scrambling one side and then the other, brilliantly taken by the Malaysian women's team. Shot on goal, it's another goal, 3-0 Malaysia. This is just good play from Malaysia along the baseline, and a second shot again, as was the case before. Push out, trap, drag, flick. It's in front of goal, it is a goal for Thailand. Sirak Wan, beautiful play, what a deflection that was from one side to the other.
So Malaysia retained their crown and clinched their 6th straight gold medal in the competition after seeing off the Thais. Their male compatriots, who had only ever lost the gold medal once, and that was to host Singapore back in 1973, once again found the hosts in their way in the men's final.
Malaysia lead 1-0. Trap, the drag flick is deflected, still on the stick there. A chance, and it's a goal. It is a goal. Malaysia converting from the penalty corner. It's Abdul Rahman, the latent deflection after it was played to him by Hamarin. And driving through, penetrating all the way to chance here. It's a goal. It's a goal to Singapore. Brilliant play, working it into the D, and Singapore are back well and truly alive in the battle for the gold medal. And away goes Enrico Maricán. The Singapore captain is still going, he's still going! It's still alive in the goal mouth. It's anyone's, is it a goal? It is! It's a goal to Singapore with 1 minute 39 remaining. It's 2-2.
With the scores level at the end of regulation time, a penalty shootout would decide who took gold.
And it's through. It's through. Sabri Yuhari brings up goal number 3. And for Malaysia, it's Abdul Rahman
Abdul Rahman, this is for the gold medal. It's a goal! It's a goal for Abdul Rahman!
It wasn't the convincing display that many touted the Malaysians to produce over the host nation, but nevertheless, after a nail-biting shootout, they prevailed to secure their 14th consecutive gold medal. In women's basketball, Malaysia met Vietnam in their final game of the 2015 SEA Games. The Malaysians had already guaranteed silver in the competition, but it was the top prize they were looking to capture, something they hadn't achieved since 2007. With Vietnam having lost all 4 of their games, it came as no surprise that Malaysia dictated play. They won all 4 periods with a combined score of 82-50. It was their 13th gold in the women's biennial event. In the men's basketball final, pre-tournament favourites Philippines were 1 win away from their 11th successive gold in the SEA Games. For Indonesia, they were looking to defy the odds. Only once before had they secured silver, never had they been crowned as champions. In the final quarter, 12 points separated the two nations. Could Indonesia hit back?
High up court, Vishnu under the bucket is Gunawan. 3-point opportunity missed. Wui Sung heads out to Kurniawan, and he's been great from 3-pointers. Indonesia back to within 7. The Sotros checks in. Dowritz under pressure, can't find the 2. Wui Sung now, up to Gunawan, who takes it in for the assured points. The lead of only 3 for the Philippines now. It's nervous times.
Unfortunately for Indonesia, that's as close as they came to the Philippines in the final period. The favourites then retook control of the game with a final surge. We join them with the score 71-64, with Philippines on the cusp of victory.
Every gold medal except for Kuala Lumpur in 1989 when the hosts won. Easy does it. Philippines have long been celebrating, but a lead of 8 now. That is the end of it. Gold medal to Philippines for the 17th time in 18 men's basketball competitions at the SEA Games, and not disappointed. They finished with gold. The fans are delighted with the results. They don't worry about the score. All they worry about is the fact that Philippines won. Tab Baldwin has yet another feather in that incredible cap. Undefeated throughout. Philippines, 5 wins from 5. They are gold medalists for the 17th time in 18 men's basketball competitions.
The men's and women's softball competitions were held at the Kallang Field. The sport wasn't on the programme in Myanmar last time, but the defending men's champions of 4 years ago, Philippines, had the chance to defend their title against 2011 bronze medalists Indonesia. The Indonesians struck first, taking a 1-run lead in the 3rd inning, but a fine home run from Orlando Binarao got the Filipino side back on track, and they retained their title by a score of 6-4 in the 6th inning. There was more good news for Team Philippines in the women's final. They took gold following the 3-0 victory over Thailand in the 7th inning.
Floorball was making its first appearance in the SEA Games, having been included as a demonstration event 2 years ago. A variant of indoor hockey, the sport was first developed in Sweden in the 1970s. Here, Singapore were crowned inaugural champions in both the men's and women's events after overcoming Thailand in both finals. The women coming through to claim gold after a tense penalty shootout.
Patong has been present at every SEA Games since 2001. Here, Thailand took the honours in 8 of the 10 disciplines, including retaining their titles in the women's doubles and triples. Elsewhere, Malaysia's Mohamed Hafizuddin Mat Daoud won his first SEA Games gold in the men's singles. games, and Gwen TT came out on top in the women's shooting event.
Bowling has been a regular feature of the SEA Games since the 1970s, and here it was Malaysia and Singapore who shared the majority of the spoils. Mohamed Rafiq Ismail won the men's singles for Malaysia and picked up 2 more golds in the trio and team of 5. Meanwhile, Singapore's Daphne Tan was the women's singles champion. And her compatriots, the Saw brothers, emerged victorious in the men's doubles.
Malaysia dominated proceedings in squash. In the men's singles, Sanjay Singh Chal defeated his compatriot Mohamed Bhatia to win gold. In the women's singles, Malaysia again triumphed. 19-year-old Rachel Arnold beating fellow countrywoman Vanessa Raj Nanisigamani in the final. And all 4 singles finalists would play their part as Malaysia also did the double in the team events.
The equestrian finals were all staged at the Singapore Turf Club Riding Centre. In team dressage, Indonesia's star performer at the 2013 SEA Games again came to the fore. Larasati Gading on Wanenstein posting the day's top score to help secure gold for her and her compatriots before going on to win individual gold later on in the competition. In the team jumping event, veteran Predrag Marajonovic was Singapore's standout rider. The 44-year-old going clear in both rounds as the same quartet from 2 years ago improved 5 places to top the podium. The individual event would go to the wire with a jump-off between Singapore's Catherine Chu and Sharmini Ratanasingham of Malaysia. Both faultless again, but the Malaysian quicker by less than a second to take the title.
The National Stadium was the venue for the football gold medal match between Myanmar and Thailand. The Thais had scored an impressive 21 goals in 6 games en route to the final, 5 of which came in their routing of Indonesia in the semis. The underdogs Myanmar had surprised many in reaching their first final since 2007.
Nurul gets in behind, Nurul pulls it back, Chananan, what a save! Jorsim Foe had gone the wrong way and somehow managed to get his body back to stop that hit in the back of the net. He clips one in, dangerous into the far post, Nurul! It's just the final touch that's lacking at the moment. Situang tries with the left, deflected, but it's had to be fisted away from Chanin. Not far enough, the Skippers tries again. Mailington, he's had 2 deflected goals so far in this competition, and he almost got another one. Chanatip twisting and turning. Oh, brilliant feed from him. Hit the bag! That should have been goal number 1. Chanatip, that's beautiful from Chanatip. Rongrat helps it in, Chananan! Should have scored. Danger not clear yet though. Nurul lets it go out for a corner though. Corner number 8 for the Thais. Ball into the near post, it bounces, it bubbles around! But it's Tanaboon! Disappointment on the face of Clee Win because they should have dealt with this. It's just hit Yiku. He couldn't put his foot through the ball. Strokes it out to Nurul. Nurul threads it through. Chananan's in! Chananan! What has he got to do to score? Losing out. Chanatip feeds Chananan. Chananan this time! Finally, Chananan gets another goal. And here
on his unfavoured foot, does what good strikers do. Picked his spot, didn't change his mind, and just tucked it into that far corner. Just gives it straight back to Janatip, who is more than happy to play a 3-yard pass. Wonderful ball through. Pignot repays the coach and says to him, maybe I should have played a little bit more, because he gets the killer goal. Not a lot that Kills Info could do about that. The referee puts the whistle up towards his mouth. He checks the watch again, and it's the Thais that are going to be crowned champions.
So joyous scenes as Thailand retain their gold medal. 7 games played, 7 wins, 24 goals scored and just 1 conceded. No doubting their superiority, and yet another football gold medal to add to their collection.
Badminton from Singapore Indoor Stadium would see 7 days of singles, doubles, mixed doubles and team events. First up was the women's team event, where Thailand defeated Malaysia in a thriller to claim the gold. In the men's final, it was all square after the opening 4 rubbers between defending champions Indonesia and Thailand. So all down to the match between Ihsan Mustafa of Indonesia and Supanyu Avingsanon of Thailand. 1 game all, Mustafa leads in the final game 17-7, closing in on gold.
Trying to calm himself down. Oh, that one landed on the line. Absolutely fine. That was such a risk. And it has not paid off for Avingsanon. Continuing to pepper that backhand side. A punch of the fist. 1 more for match point. Into the net, and match point it is. Yet another mistake from Supanyu Avingsanon. And now Mustafa, the hero yesterday in the semi-final against Malaysia, has gold medal point. It goes long. The Indonesian team run on to embrace their compatriot. Ihsan Maulana Mustafa has guided them through to yet another gold medal. It is 15 times now that they have won the SEA Games team badminton competition. And the 40-year wait for Thailand goes on. And it is Indonesia, once again, who are the champions.
In the doubles and singles events, Malaysia picked up the gold in the women's doubles, while Busanan Ongbamrongpan from Thailand won in the singles. In the men's, Chong Wei Fung won an all-Malaysian final in the singles, while Karanda Sawadi and Pratama won an all-Indonesian final in the doubles. Let's take a look at the final game of the mixed doubles. The Indonesian pair of Jordan and Susanto tied with Chan and Go of Malaysia at 20 all.
Everything flat until Chan Pensoon smashes down the middle, brings Susanto to her knees. Malaysia match point. Well, Malaysia had a help of the net earlier on. Perhaps it's only fair that Indonesia should get a little assistance. Second match point, the error from Jordan. Great work at the net. Lift at your peril. Brilliant. The response from Chan Pensoon. So quick onto the serve, lovely angle, anticipated the lift return, smashes into the corner. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. Good defense. It's good, it's good, it's a misjudgment. Pensoon looks around for some umpire intervention. It's not coming. It is a misjudgment. Jordan. Big smash. Susanto. It's wide. We have got a second match point for Susanto and Pravin Jordan. This is how champions are made. Pravin to serve. Still alive. Fantastic! The winner! Pravin Jordan! Indonesia have taken it. Malaysia, oh what an effort, oh what a match, oh what a gold medal.
Thailand were defending both golds in volleyball at the OCBC Arena Hall 2, and both faced Vietnam to decide their respective titles. First up, the ladies, with these two sides meeting for the 8th time in a row, Thailand winning the previous 7. They looked on course to continue that trend, taking the first 2 sets 25-18, with the third proving even more straightforward. Thailand always in control to wrap it up 25-15 as they sealed their 12th SEA Games title. So to the 2-time defending men's champions facing a Vietnam team already guaranteed to improve on their bronze from 2 years ago. Again, it was Thailand in the ascendancy in the early stages, heading into a 2-set lead. So to the third, where Vietnam are holding their own, but still behind as we join the action.
Float serve. Nicely taken. Great contact again by the setter. Man of the match so far, really, you have to say, for Thailand. Directing things beautifully. Out he goes to the hitter once more. Off the block. Thailand again up by 2. Every side out, they edge closer to that magic number of 25. Good work in the block. Third touch, nice high set. Unable to put it home. Here's Vietnam's chance now. It's all over the place, really. They're off the block, they get the touch out. It will be Vietnam's point, but Thailand won't be too disappointed there. Plenty of pressure on throughout the rally. Nguyen serve. And the setter out wide. And that's how to finish. An easy free ball, really. Selko, as the girls who won gold yesterday look on. Somkane, getting that high serve, obviously a tactic they've talked about. Great stuff in the back row with a dig. Chance for Vietnam again to go. Charunsuk finally on the ball, sets wide. That's the error though. Vietnam's point, and this could be their chance to come back. Great serve, they need that good service pressure. Oh, look at that for a block. Level at 20 all. So Vietnam in with a shout finally. Nguyen Chong Chen. Oh, he can't follow it up. It's long. Well, they've competed so well. They've hustled well. Vietnam just do not have the quality that Thailand possess though. Here they go again, hitting. They need to side this out. Big block from Thailand. Once more they're under pressure. Twice the block gets the ball. Chance for the setter now. Can't quite find his hitter. The block's in the corner and there's no way through. No way through. And Thailand have a 2-point lead. 22 points to 20. Napra Song now. Thailand so close to the gold medal. Again, the block defence in this set has been exceptional from Thailand. Back it comes, big chase on. And good awareness, good reaching at the net there from Vietnam. And Nguyen Hu Ha, the captain, the man with the good work. Pushed out wide, hitting position. He said it didn't touch the floor. That does touch the floor beyond the court though. And that is Vietnam's error and Thailand's point. Tu Thung Thuong going long. Through the middle, looking for the hitter. Better from Vietnam. Lee Quang Chan with the finish. 23-22 Thailand though. 2 sets to the good here. They are so close to the victory, and that will bring up match point. That's now gold medal point for Thailand to retain their title. Well, they've not been in the final for a long time, Vietnam. There's the take, they have to make this point. Up in the corner, back it comes. Well, that's the first match point save. Disappointment, as you can see, from Rek Sek Theo. Thailand just need to side out this serve to win. And Nguyen Huang with the serve. Good dig down, work to do here for the setter, does it really well. And there's the hit. Wonderful volleyball from Thailand, who are champions of the SEA Games 2015. 3 sets to 0. And a comprehensive win over Vietnam. So Thailand celebrate its gold yet again for the recent dominant force, just 24 hours after their ladies did exactly the same thing. The water polo was a straightforward round-robin contest between 5 teams, with first, second and third collecting gold, silver and bronze respectively. Singapore were the powerhouse favourites across each division, and both men and women were looking to retain their titles from the previous games. But it was Thailand who were triumphant, clinching a 5-4 victory over Singapore to collect gold in the women's water polo. All eyes were on Adeline Yu ahead of the final, but it wasn't the finish that Yu was dreaming of. The centre-forward bowed out in front of her home crowd with a silver medal around her neck. It was her opponent, Alwani Satithardon, who had the crowd on their feet. She produced an outstanding performance in the final, grabbing 4 goals en route to title success. There was a resounding sound of confidence from the Indonesian camp before their game with Singapore in match 10 of the men's round robin. Coach Calvin Legawa believed his side could finally dethrone the region's kings of the pool.
Indonesia are on the attack, and they've got a really good position here, and it's a beauty. Another big moment. Putra puts another big ball in, this to level it up, and that's in the goal. It's 4-all. Once more, driving forward. That one went to Zainil Arifin. It's come out wide here on the right. Chance for the goal, it's easy. Legawa was left by that post. And Singapore, big chance here, must score. There it is, well held. And Singapore with a chance to go. Here we have this for 15 and a big shout from the crowd, and it has to be Singapore's Marcus Goh picks up the 15th goal of this match, and that will seal the deal with 10 seconds left. And a lovely ball forward. Here we go, 2-1. That's it. Time is up, and Singapore, with all expectations and pressure on their shoulders, have done it once again.
Yang Yip produced a sterling performance to wrap up victory for the Singaporeans. The 23-year-old netted 4 goals to compound Indonesia to another silver medal finish. The gold remained with the host nation, dominant once again, their 26th consecutive title.
That gold led Singapore to a record haul at Southeast Asian Games, improving significantly on their tally 2 years ago. But they still couldn't prevent Thailand topping the table for a record 13th time. Vietnam once again third, with Malaysia and Indonesia exchanging places from their finish in Myanmar 2013. Philippines finish in 6th, with Myanmar down in 7th, a long drop from their second place finish on home soil. Cambodia, Laos, Brunei and Timor-Leste complete the table.
I declare the Southeast Asian Games closed.
So after 11 days of official competition, the 28th edition of the Southeast Asian Games came to a close in a sensational ceremony of celebration of the extraordinary. Dr. Tony Tan declared the Games closed with the SEA Games flame and 36 torches extinguished, and then a spectacular array of fireworks to demonstrate that the flame lives on in everyone. The SEA Games flag was handed on to the Malaysian Prince Tunku Imran as they will host the 2017 event in Kuala Lumpur. The closing show then had displays of light and shadow, iconic stamp designs from Singapore, and a set from Dutch DJ Ferry Corsten. A celebratory conclusion to another exhibition of the finest sport Southeast Asia has to offer.